What's up, guys? It's LH Low Tech. I'm doing a quick unboxing of the Neato Botvac D5 Connected. So we just recently unboxed the D3, which is the little brother of this model. Outwardly, they look pretty much the same. The difference would be the underside brush to clean the edges of walls, which you can kind of see in this picture here, as well as a larger internal battery and a few extra features inside the app, which things that you can't really see. So unless you actually knew the difference, you probably couldn't tell from the box, at least in terms of at a glance. So taking a look at the box, it looks very much the same as the other one. It is a gray design with a gray little sensor area here. This is where the actual the infrared or the laser sensor is on the Neato. Let's flip it over. And it is pretty much the same as we saw on the other one. It doesn't actually even really mention the differences between the two because all the things that are on the back are pretty much the same. So, because both of them have lithium-ion batteries, this one just has a bigger one, but it doesn't actually say. So the only thing that's actually different according to the back, because it actually doesn't list, the D3 versus the D5, it just says this is what this one has, is the side brush. So unless you actually knew that the other one didn't have a side brush, because you just assume it would, that's the main difference. And that's pretty much about it. All their stuff would just be other forms of saying this exact same information that's in the back. The other thing this one does do that the other one doesn't do is boundary markers. So if you do have areas that you don't want the vacuum cleaner to go to, this one does have the magnetic reader, so it goes over the little strips that Neato does, which is a little different than the little towers that Roomba does. But this one can do it, the D5, or the D3 cannot do it. All other Neatos can do it, so this is the first Neato that I'm aware of, at least recently, that cannot, or the D3 was the only one that couldn't really do boundary markers. This one can, like all the others. So, let's take a look at what's inside the box. Start guide, and I guess they use the same manual for the D5 and the D3. Don't return it to the store because people at the store don't know. I got this on AIM to find. They also sell their stuff through Amazon, but their stuff is actually cheaper on their own website, not through Amazon. So as long as you're okay with not getting it in 2 days, shipping was still free. So it's not a paid plug really, since I bought this myself. Although, hey, if you want to support me in the future, go ahead. USB on the go cable, that's interesting. Not sure what that's for. The other one didn't have that, so maybe it uses this to update firmwares, but it has Wi-Fi, so I don't know what that is. And I don't recognize this. Cleaning brush. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I don't remember the D3 coming with that either. Your extra $200 at work. And this is the charging station. It looks identical to what you get into the D3, so I would assume they are identical. So charging stations, infrared lights here to let the robot know where you are or where it is. Cable for it. The cable is actually longer than what comes in the D3, so extra cable because you paid an extra $200. It's kind of interesting. And it also has the magnetic strip, which if you guys haven't used a Neato before, it kind of looks like the dividers that you see at certain events to kind of cover up the cables that run in between certain things so you don't trip on cables, except it's really thin and slightly brown, and that's what it is. It's just a giant magnet that's rolled up. But I'll have to figure out what's the deal with that on-the-go cable. Let's take a look at the device itself. And it is a little bit darker in color than the D3, so you probably wouldn't mistake them if you had them both. At the same time, I don't have a D3 with me right now, but so it is a darker color overall than the D3. It's still nice. It's still more of like a matte finish. It has more of a, I don't know, a texture to it. I'm not sure if that makes it any better or not. It is a different texture on the removable lid than anything else. Maybe that's just to get a grip. The filter inside of this is different, although they actually use the same, they're compatible with the same filter. It's just the filter that it comes with is different. No extra filters came with this, so your $200 didn't buy you anything there, but there it is. Let's flip this thing over and look at the bottom. So pretty much the only difference between the two is going to be this little brush, which comes out. There is no plug even on the other one though, so it's not like something you can add on to your D3 if you wanted to. Compared this little brush to the ones that come in some of the other ones, like the older Neato Botvacs, the brushes seem a little more small, not as substantial. That's possibly to kind of help prevent them from getting caught. I've actually had them caught underneath on a high pile carpet before, so that might be a reason why they made it smaller. But they don't look pretty very long, and even this one you can kind of see it's already getting frayed a little bit just from being made. So, but it just kind of snaps in here, and it's held in by a little bit of a magnet. So if it does get caught, it usually just pulls right out, and you have to go find it somewhere else. But yeah, other than that, it does feel about the same. It kind of does feel like the resistance on these is a little stronger on the D5, but it's not mentioned anywhere that they have different, durabilities or different strengths to devices other than the battery, the spinning side brush, and the boundary markers, and the mysterious USB on-the-go cable for upgrades, which I guess that would mean that there is a USB port somewhere on the device. Right there. There's a USB port. So now you know. That's where you plug in the USB. I also don't know if the D3 did not come with that. Maybe since this device did come out a few weeks later than the D3, so maybe they started discovering that there was some issues. It'll be interesting to find out. I'll have to check into that. But that is all for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. This is LOH with Low Tech. This is the Neato Botvac D5. If you guys have any questions how this operates, things you want us to test, just let us know. The same basic features between this and the D5 or the D3 should be about the same. The same thing with like the extra care mode, which is unique to the D series. Well, the D3 and D5, there's D80s and stuff like that, which is not related. But the extra care mode, so it doesn't bump into things. There is a video about that. It's probably at the end of this video show a link to it. But if there's anything specific to this one you want to know, like the performance stats and stuff like that, which is unique to the D5, let me know and I'll be happy to share with you guys. Subscribe.